I've been dicking around with settings, trying to get all the webcams set up properly so that hopefully when next week rolls around, if we have everyone here, all the webcams should be set up for everyone being here. The only issue we're going to have is if people aren't here, I'm going to have to go over and dick about with things again.
Yeah, I would probably have like a screen preview preset ready for every combination of people.
I'm going to try that, but I'll have to do that another time because that's going to take like another half hour to set up. So we're just getting straight into the thick things. Last week, if you recall, it was nothing but nothing but combat. I'll get to that in a minute. Nothing but combat, as you guys had been ambushed by a set of bounty hunters with a group of their friends, trying to bring back Coralina to the Orin plane of existence. The bounty on her head now wanted dead or alive at 1.25 million gold pieces. You successfully managed to fend off the attacks of the 12 assailants in total. Two of them, the two apparent leaders, a tiefling and dwarven individual, managing to plane shift to a different location. You're not exactly sure where. You can assume the Orin plane, but you're not exactly sure as to where they have gone. And the rest of their companions fled out into the wilderness of the Parchwood Timberlands. As they fled, you summoned a bunch of familiars, such as a definitely not a black cat. That is one webcam. No, he set up some giant bats, fire mephit, and some dire wolves, I believe it was. Hello, Kitty. That you sent to, well, chase down these fleeing individuals. And that's where we pick up. So, what do you guys want to do?
I'd like to try again to summon a turtle.
You try as much as you like and fail miserably. What was your question there, Carolina?
I'm still in the tree, correct?
You're still in the tree and you're still poisoned.
Okay, thank you. So I asked this question to you the other day. Is that thing still allowed that I can attempt to frostbite my wound closed to at least stem bleeding until I get to someone who can appropriately heal me?
You can most certainly attempt to.
Try and heal you as soon as possible, actually.
Carolina, where are you?
Still in the tree. Pop down. To my.
Misty step down, and as you Misty step down, Victorious, Natari, and Temple, you guys all see Coralina. She's looking a bit messed up. An open wound in her gut with what looks to be the same viscous black liquid that was flowing from your wound, Victorious, when you were stabbed by the individual with the dagger. Seems to be the same kind of poison. As Coralina slowly limps her way over to you.
You know, I'm glad that we saw you because I swear I was about to start shaking trees. And without even thinking or say anything, DM, I'd like to cast the spell that gets rid of poisons and such that I have.
Do you have
one
lesser?
That I thought was a healing spell.
You do have lesser restoration. You may go ahead and cast lesser restoration at second level.
Yay!
Coralina, you're no longer poisoned.
It's a touch spell.
You are no longer poisoned, Coralina, so it doesn't feel like your veins are on fire anymore.
Yeah, because that was really weird.
I didn't know you could climb trees.
See, I wanted the healer.
Do what?
I wanted the healer.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I wasn't even thinking. How selfish of me.
Oh,
has anyone got any poison?
Hold on, I might have it.
I mean, yeah, go. If you guys weren't rolling attack with Coralina and re-poison her so that Neftari can heal her, go right ahead and do so.
Excuse
not
me?
do that. Let's get after these wolves and things and see if we can find any survivors.
Yeah. Can I bring up my favorite right hand man?
You haven't dismissed him, so
Oh, there. Well, okay.
I would assume that once combat starts, because he can't really do much as a as a
I
familiar.
think I would usually tell him to get scarce around combat.
Yeah, he wouldn't get scarce. But what I assume Barclay would do is immediately take off into the air and just circle the air a couple of 100 feet above the
That seems appropriate.
the battle map.
Ah,
Okay.
bird, help!
No, it's fine.
He doesn't
He's
fly
fine.
down to you. He flies down to Coralina.
Right. So, Sir Barkley, there's what wolves, bats, two
Wolves
sketchy
and bats.
individuals earlier. If you can, perhaps try to locate them, that'd be great. Let us know.
Oh, of course, my lady. And what do these ruffians look like?
There was a tiefling, a dwarf. I think the tiefling was blue.
He was.
And I believe the tiefling was a magic user. So make that with what you will. So, proceed with caution.
I will look for them with haste, but I will keep my distance. I shall return shortly. And he immediately ruffles his feathers and then takes off from your shoulder. And you see him soar a good few 100 feet into the air before circling around once. You follow him for about a minute before he seems to spot something in the distance and takes off, flying eastbound.
Okay, so we may have something.
How is it we keep stumbling upon these attacks?
Occurs to me, perhaps we should let some of these people survive. Then the message gets out that these bounty hunters just abandon their friends as soon as the going gets tough and leave them to die. Most of them should die horribly, but we need to leave with 1 or 2 survivors.
Or they consider us a greater threat and send bigger and scarier things to come and get us.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
I'm not sure how big and terrifying the things could get Coralina, but I imagine they're not nice.
As long as they're not working for Kenjor, they're misguided souls who can be fixed. So absolutely, I'm all for non-lethal wounds. Would you like me to try not to kill people in future when we fight groups like that?
I mean, I think in that point it's like kill or be killed. So now that I have this addendum, as I look down to this one poster of now dead or alive. Wait, why would they put dead?
Yeah, why would your family want you dead? I thought they wanted to marry you off or something.
Is there something you're not telling us?
Is there something I'm not telling them, DM?
No, not as far as you or I are aware of.
Hang on, I'm just doing this for flavor.
And you can. You know what you could do? You could go ahead and roll me a flat intelligence check and see if it'll an 11. One of your siblings is a necromancer. I mean, dead doesn't necessarily mean permanently dead.
For one of my siblings, dead is only an inconvenience.
Oh, you fit in perfectly. Wonderful. I think all of us have relatives trying to resurrect the dead.
Well,
There's 2 of me.
Yep.
Yeah, so I guess do we continue onward to try to find where Sir Barkley went off to?
Wait, just one question. You're not undead, are you, Coralina?
I mean, you've watched me die before.
Oh,
So does that count?
I'd be squinting if I was biologically capable of it.
And I
No,
mean,
I think you're okay.
Technically speaking, the only person that is present so far that hasn't actually died yet is Nethtari. You died during the Frost Giant fight, my friend. Aaron had to pop a Revivify on you. So you...
really even
I mean, technically speaking, you're undead.
I thought we were talking about me never having lived, which is debatable, I suppose. I'm more like a machine.
I mean, we could probably have philosophical debates later. But like, if we can find one of those guys, we could, I guess, figure something out of like maybe how at least they tracked me, I guess. And then if they know you guys are around, then I guess they'll bring more.
Isn't knowing your name enough to be able to track someone? That sounds like something a wizard could do.
I mean, like I said earlier, I can summon somebody if I know their name and if I get, if I keep studying. But yeah, basically, if you're familiar with a target, you can track them.
Yeah, 1.25 million gold pieces is enough to hire any wizard, conjurer. We're screwed.
I mean,
so using the name, you track their location, kind of like how Neftari has that constant scent. You can just smell him coming a mile off.
Hey, what?
I guess.
Sometimes I curse this sensitive elven nose. I get used to it.
And I wish I had a nose so that I could enjoy it with you. If I could smell you, Neftari, I'd be doing it as much as I could.
Really, guys? Okay, next town. I'm gonna get some cologne.
I'm gonna try and make yourself smell nice, are we?
The last time you picked up a suspicious potion and drank it straight down.
Yeah, that was a terrible idea.
Neftari smells his pits.
Go ahead and roll me a con save. Oh, this is so deserved. You just kind of lean over and just... Go ahead and roll me another con save, actually. Let's see if you make yourself puke your guts out. No, thankfully you're all right. You feel the very acidic sensation of your stomach acid just rising through your throat, but you're able to just swallow it down. You've got that sick taste of bile running down your throat, but you're able to prevent yourself from making yourself throw up.
That good, huh?
God, curse my sensitive nose. Yeah, we need to get to the next town. I need
From what I hear, Whitestone's quite an elaborate place.
You have bathhouses?
Oh, I'd imagine so. And we've got a fair amount of coin to spend. I think we could treat ourselves.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
Could the four of you go ahead and roll me perception checks quickly?
I can see someone typing in the wrong chat.
nope.
So we've got a natural 20. Yes, it was. So we've got a
I'm more
6,
distracted
nat
with trying to
20,
run through my grocery list of what I
an
need to bring
11,
in Whitestone.
and a 2. No, a 3. Hey, at least it wasn't a nat 1. While you guys are going through this discussion, Nethtari, because of the retching and the almost managing to make yourself spew your guts out, you've been kind of making sure that you're not looking remotely down toward yourself in any way, shape, or form. And as you glance around, you see just off in the distance to your south, the direction that you came from, what looks to be a lone horse with an individual on the back. And as they approach, they're about a few hundred feet out by now. It's a recognizable figure, as your cleric, Talar, has finally managed to catch up to you on horseback.
Full sprint, jumping hug.
Oh god.
It's
How
gonna
much
take
does horse die?
It's gonna take you about 300 US, about, what would that be? 30 seconds to run there, or 30 seconds of a complete sprint to get there, and
Warforged don't suffer exhaustion.
no, I'm just pointing that out. It's
Speed ahead.
Okay, yeah, it takes you about 30 seconds. Talara, as you're slowly approaching the mess that is destroyed carts and bodies littering the road, you see your paladin warforged companion Temple full sprint straight towards you and your horse.
I'm going to attempt to either steer the horse out of the way or jump off the horse and try and get out of the way.
All right, which one? One or the other?
It's faster to jump off the horse.
All right, cool. Go ahead and roll me go ahead and roll me a dex check, please. 17. You're able to get like hoist your leg over the saddle and hop off the horse, and the horse feeling the loss of the passenger does slow from a trot down to like a kind of short canter, and eventually slowly stops. As you stand up, however, you glance over your side, and Temple is about 3 feet away from you. Temple, go ahead and roll me a
slow the heck.
I'd
Well,
like
actually,
to flatten myself to the ground. Flatten.
Okay, if you're okay, what we'll do then here is it's going to be contested. So, Temple, it's going to be athletics from yourself. Talara, you can either roll athletics to just fight out of his grip, or acrobatics to try and get out of the way. It's
Get
up
out
to
of
you.
the way.
Roll me an acrobatics check then. Bye, Kayla. No.
Nope.
as you get up, you just see the painted on, but heavily scratched and quite heavily faded, but still visible, smiling face of Temple reach down to you and just bear hug you and lift you up off your feet and just hold on to you in an embrace for a solid 4 or 5 seconds.
If you've ever seen one of those squeezy things where you squeeze them and the stuff just oozes out of the eyeballs and whatnot, that's about what she's starting to look like here.
Stretch Armstrong.
Dragon Queen returns. I'm gonna do a spin.
Yeah, you spin, Talar. You feel the blood rushing to your skull and your tail as you spin her as Temple spins you around.
Oh no, I'm hurting it like I did the turtle. Drop.
Gently let her go. You can breathe now, Talar.
Talar,
Don't do that again.
Don't do what?
You tried to kill me.
That's how humans say hello.
No.
I'm walking over towards them. How far away are they now?
I would say for now they're quite far away. They're about 150 feet away. So Temple and Talar are going to have to make their way back to you. Like if you guys want to, like, if you want to regroup, you can meet halfway. So that would take you about 10-15 seconds. So it wouldn't be any issues. But you're also going to consider your tracking of the survivors as well.
You just missed the most wonderful fight.
Try head out after my wolves then, before they disappear completely.
Okay.
I'll stay put and wait for Talara and Temple to catch up.
Same. I'm still mulling over my grocery list.
So, Nathar, you want to go off by yourself to go and find your wolf pack, yeah?
Yeah, what help am I on? D&D Beyond didn't work last week, so I've no idea on what my.
I can't remember actually. It didn't. I'm pretty sure I had it noted down. Actually, let me just double check here.
I think we were all a bit buggered.
You were all a bit
Yeah.
buggered, yes. No, I do not have it here. But no, I don't. All I've got is my my permanent message that Temple consents. That's all I've got.
I mean, I think we've all at least taken a couple of hits. I think I got hit once.
Yeah,
but that's only because I still have my notepad down of like what my health was tracking at.
Yeah, you've all been hit a few times, minus Talar, of course. So having having with that knowledge in hand, like, well, knowing that, you've got several options at your disposal now. You did, subtle reminder, you did tell them to hunt them down. There's there is a time limit to your conjure animals. I believe it's 1 hour. Yes, concentration up to an hour. So you could feasibly, since it's just happened, take a 20-minute short rest and heal up and such, and then head out. Or forego that, go and find your animals, see if there are any survivors.
6th level spell slot left. I'd been saving. I'd probably like to use that for mass cure wounds on us all.
You could most certainly do that if you'd like.
Yeah.
Did you get into any trouble on the way here to?
No would be the answer to that.
What happened here?
Some guy with a broken cart was like, "Hey, you broke my cart," but it was like another guy's cart. And then this other guy was like, "Heck no, wait, who are these guys? Let's take our frustrations out on them." And then they just started fighting us. It was insane.
I mean, that's a really simplistic way of explaining it, but yeah.
They were bounty hunters. They were after Coralina. It seems that
They were?
On her head is a bit higher than what it was.
A bit.
Oh dear.
Yeah, none of us know this at this point, do we, DM? Tori was the only one who spoke to them.
I thought they were just pissed off merchants.
What, for the new bounty?
Yeah.
Oh no, like they were announcing that, so everyone that was that was there knows that Coralina's bounty is now at 1.25 million.
Right, you are.
Look how much money we won.
We didn't win any money.
We did if we cash you in. But...
We're gonna dress me up as you and hand me in.
Well, the other thing is,
well, one, you're like way
dead or alive. Is there no way that we could fabricate some kind of dead version of Coralina and
a dress for me to wear and make them believe that I am Coralina, and then hand me in, keep the money for yourselves, buy an army, go back to Accra and solve everything, and I'll just sit here and pretend to be a princess.
Yeah, but there's a problem with that. You have to go and turn it in. I don't plane shift.
That sounds like something that Richmond would have been able.
I mean, I could eventually get to that point, but I don't know how to do it.
What do you mean you don't plane shift?
Oh, I mean, most skilled wizards, at least some that study the same school I do, they can plane shift to different planes.
Right.
And I
In
don't
order
have
to
the.
claim that bounty, then that would have to be claimed
I mean, yeah, I
in
would believe
your
so.
plane.
Yes.
But we were at that
That's
druid encampment just a few weeks ago, and they had a porthole to the.
Yeah, that's like that. Okay, so, it's kind of like it's kind of like that's a way to do it, but when I used it to get away, that was a one-way trip for me because I wasn't gonna hang around that gate and wait to get caught, you know?
This sounds awfully risky. But maybe there's another way of getting you out of the bounty. Who's holding the flag?
I think I am.
Does it say who the bounty is to be returned to? Couldn't we just convince with or deal with them? If there's no one to pay a bounty, there's no one to give them reward for it, and then you're free, I suppose.
It does say that the bounty has to be returned to Lord Ramiel. So
well, I'm stumped. I have no idea who that is.
That's my dad.
What is it with us and our dads being evil?
I mean,
evil.
Maybe we could, get them to meet up.
We have who you're looking for. Come and visit us at mutual location.
1, 2, 3.
Oh no, I was thinking both our dads. I mean, they could potentially wipe each other out.
I guess. I mean,
I'm not. I mean, I'm assuming that you want your father dead, but that's probably a stretch.
it's a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to me and my father. Hey, yeah, he does some questionable things, but he's still my dad at the end of the day.
I'm not sure you'll agree on that matter with Victor Alice. I mean, his dad literally summoned his dad and him again. It's complicated. What a weird time.
That seems so.
Yeah, did your dad ever ask you to kill your friend? I think Dad did.
DM, is that a question I can answer?
It is a question you can answer, and the answer to that would be no. Your dad's never asked you to kill someone that you're.
No, my dad's never asked me to kill anyone, but he did take my studies very, very seriously.
He took your studies seriously. What? He pushed you to do well, you mean?
I didn't have a choice when it came to my school.
You mean you were punished if you did badly?
You wanted to be a barbarian, didn't you?
No, but I tested highly in the School of Conjuration, so that's where I went, and none of my other siblings were doing that at the time, so...
That's almost exactly how Warforged are assigned to their duties.
Yeah, it's just all an aptitude test.
I was good at hitting things.
Yes, you're very good at that.
I'm Temple.
Druidic by accident,
Well,
but
I mean, it was either test well at learning magic or naturally be able to do magic, and I was not naturally gifted.
So, if you're not naturally gifted, how do you do your magic?
Tenacity and determination. And study. A lot of study.
Not entirely sure how it works myself, but the fun of being an elf, I suppose. Yeah. I'm going to have a wander over and gather up our cart.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hope is still in one piece.
The cart is still in one piece. The horses, they're a little spooked, but a couple of minutes of reassuring them, they do settle down, and you manage to bring the cart over back onto the road.
I'm going to check the contents of the cart to see if there are anything important in there that might give us some clues. They did bring carts after all, and they sure as heck didn't bring them along with.
So the cart, as you glance over to the side, the cart that was launched by the Earth Elemental by Cliff, when it came crashing down, it did break apart and splinter open. It was empty, and as you go over to the other cart temple, the one that is draped in a black soft top, as you look inside,
a shipment of turtles.
It is also empty.
Oh.
That is what happens when people set up traps. They go out of their way to set up a situation which will draw you in. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be anything in your vehicles.
I disagree. I've walked into plenty of traps that didn't draw me in.
Well, I mean, that's everything's just perceptive, right?
Having an in-character discussion with the DM.
Of course, said the voice in the sky.
Are you hearing those voices again, Temple?
Can I cast out?
I did hear a giggle.
Cure wounds.
Mass cure wounds, of course, at 6th level, was it?
Yep.
Cool. That will be 4d8 plus 2, please.
Well, I mean, if we continue on to go to Whitestone, if we can rest for the night, I think I can solve our inn problems.
I certainly think it would be worth making camp. Then perhaps our little scouts will come back. They'll know where we are, and otherwise we'll be well rested in case this happens again. Which it probably.
I still need to pick up a couple of things unless people have them on them.
Okay. Before we continue, everyone, Victorlas, Nithitari. Before we continue, Victorlas, Nithitari, Temple, Victorlas, Nithitari, and Temple. You guys regain 17 HP. Carolina, you regain 34.
Cool.
As you cast your Mass Cure Wounds, Nithitari, because I keep forgetting about this thing until you mentioned it to me after the last session, Carolina. I had to take a look at some rulings. As you cast your spell, you watch as the spell initially kind of starts to envelop Carolina before it actually flows down and focuses onto the periap that is around her neck. The kind of light green hue of your magic kind of gets a little more saturated and concentrated before it then bursts out over Carolina's form. Just from your passive investigation, you could assume Nethari, your passive investigation, you could assume that the item that Carolina is wearing seems to be amplifying healing magic.
Interesting.
So, what is the plan for the rest of this afternoon? Are you guys going to go out looking for your beasts, as they will disappear in about 50 minutes? Or are you going to wait for them to potentially come back?
I think we should get our own car off the road.
That's already been done. Victorlas has done that.
We should make a camp out of sight, far enough away from the road that people won't. Because we could do to heal and get some spell slots back.
Latari, do you not want to track our animals?
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Perhaps these guys make a camp, and we'll see what we can find. I mean, DM, are we in forest at the moment?
Not quite. if you were to head off to the east, where the majority of the your assailants ran off to, you would eventually hit like a vast woodland area is the Parchwood Timberlands. So you not immediately, a couple of minutes of heading eastbound, and you would hit a forest. But at the moment, you're kind of on a flat plains where the road has been cut out to enable transport between the two cities.
And Sir Barkley headed off in an eastern direction.
Eastbound, yes, that's correct.
Well, if you see him there, you have my permission, I guess, but you can talk to him whenever, I guess. So he'll listen
I'll
to
be
you.
nice.
Yeah,
That's not always required.
Well, what do you think, Neftari?
Yeah, let's see what we can find. See if there's any bodies out there.
I'm confident we can pick up some kind of information about where they went, at least, without putting ourselves in any danger.
Yep. Yeah. Will you guys be okay?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I still have spell slots. Temple can still hit things. Talara's healer in case, one of us gets hurt. I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
And my eyes don't close periodically like all of yours do, so I'm a much better looker.
That is true.
Stay safe. If we're not back in half an hour, then yeah, you might want to come and look.
Okay.
Okay, right. So we'll start off with Victorlus and Neftari. I would like both of you to go ahead and roll me survival checks, please. Victorlus, your proficiency bonus is doubled for this, as you would be in a forest at this point. So a 21 and a 12. It takes you the better part of 20 minutes to of trekking through the forests. You're following the trail. Victorlus, you know that given the fact that these guys have had about a half-hour head start, so long as you're able to keep onto the trail, you should be able to catch up to them. And as you follow, you eventually come across looks to be several direwolves currently laying down and resting around what looks to be a pile of bodies.
Well, Neftari?
Do you remember how many there was? I mean, the ambushed us. I think there's about 5, or was there 7 left?
I think there were 4 that ran off in this direction.
Right, two escaped through the portal.
So, from last week, what you'll have is 2 ran off northbound, 4 ran off eastbound, and 2 of the individuals, the apparent leaders, the tiefling and the dwarf, they disappeared through a portal of some kind.
How many heads are here?
Off your 21, there are 4.
Okay, we can probably assume the Memphits caught up to the other. Do you have a good feed, Wolfies?
The one of the direwolves kind of glances up to you and just licks its chops. Dried blood just kind of crusting on its fur before it kind of its ears perk up and it glances up to the air. And Victorlus, you kind of feel a sudden weight on your right shoulder and a brush of feathers against your ear. as Sir Barkley swoops down and lands on your shoulder.
I flinch at my short sword at my side for a moment, but then realise that it's Barkley. Well, my feathered friend, it looks like they're dead.
Quite, Prince Victorless. I was about ready to return to my lady when I spotted you and the other one here. So I thought best that I return with you to ensure your safety on your return to the road and the cart.
Did you see any other tracks or traces of people running away from the scene?
There were. I did catch sight of some small fires to the far north. It would seem that the small burning elementals that my lady usually conjures had either extinguished or caught up to their prey and have burned them alive. I can't say which one. As for the other two, the blue one and the small one, I have no idea where they have gone. I'm not able to see them.
Well, thank you for your hard work, Sir Barkley.
Of course,
Did I understand
anything
what
for
Sir
you and my
Barkley's
lady.
saying?
You cannot. He is speaking primordial. He's speaking Orin. So only Victorious can understand Barkley. At the moment.
Sorry, sounds like they're all dead. Mission complete as far as the conjurations go. The other two, nowhere to be seen.
Okay, you snack on these guys? I guess not.
I think maybe with these guys dead, we should head back to camp. But if you want to bring along some snacks, feel free.
I pick up an arm and have a chew. Then have a sift through to see if I can find any belongings on these guys. While I'm chewing on a stump.
Go ahead and roll me a investigation check. A 15. The only thing that you can really find are the simple short swords, that are sheathed in scabbards that have been strewn around their corpses that have been torn apart. Nothing else of any real value. It would seem that these, lesser, individuals from the other two, were simply hired to do some, just get their hands dirty and potentially receive payment once the bounty has been handed in.
Poor souls. They don't look like they were professionals. They were just some lackeys rounded up to die.
You'd think for over 1 million, they'd send someone a little bit more skilled.
Yeah, my fear is next time they might.
Exactly. So Barkley, we're running short on time. Can you make it back to where we were and let them know that we're on our way back?
Yes, of course. I could go ahead and announce your arrival in advance so that they do not worry about you.
Very much appreciated.
Of
I
course.
don't think we should hang around here too long.
Tell them we'll fetch some food back as well. Then again, I guess Carolina can just conjure anything she likes to eat. But
No, I will make haste and return to my lady and let her and your other companions know that you are safe and on your way back. And with that, he kind of hops off your shoulder. You see him beat his wings a few times as he takes off above the forest canopy. He's just there for a moment before he disappears through the thick canopy of the forest. Okay. Takes you another 20 minutes or 20 minutes or so as you
Can we try and hunt something on the way back? If we see any.
It will mean delaying your return to the others.
Just in case we see anything on the way back, we'll.
Go ahead, Victoris, if you're wanting to check for some something to hunt as well. Both of you go ahead and roll me perception checks as you're returning if you want to hunt for something. Let me just quickly, while you're doing that, double check something here.
Natural 1.
That's a no from you.
I mean, with wolves prowling and mephits prowling, I think most of the forest critters have
and a
gone
bunch
to hide.
of giant bats flying around.
Yeah, they've probably all this.
I'm going to drop my concentration on the bats as well. I don't think I need them anymore.
Okay.
I'll drop my concentration on the turtle as well.
There is no turtle. On the 25 though, yeah, you are actually able to see what looks to be a buck of some kind. Not able to tell the point score of the buck. You're only able to see it for a few glimpses as you're making your way back. However, if you would like to, you can both go and hunt the buck and bring it back for some food.
Sure, cool, Neftari. I figure Coralina can conjure up a cooked venison if we need to.
I guess we should get back and make sure they're okay.
Yeah, best to not worry too much. Okay. So yeah, we'll just keep going.
All right, so you guys, it takes you about 20 minutes or so, and as you break through the edge of the forest, you make your way back over. Surprisingly, there's no one there. As you make your way over and take a look around, the bodies are still there. The trashed cart is still in the road. There's a gathering of onlookers to your south that are pointing over in the general direction of the bodies and whispering amongst themselves. You can hear mutterings of, "Oh, what's happened over there? Looks like there's been a fight or a robbery. There's many people dead. I wonder if people are okay." But no sign of Coralina, no sign of Temple, no sign of Talar.
Ah, good. Well, at least they hid themselves effectively then. The hell do we find them?
Well, I took the cart over that way, so let's head in that direction and see what we can find. So I'll basically head off where I know I left the cart and kind of carry on in that direction.
As you head over, you know exactly where you left the cart, but it has also moved. But following the same direction, you travel for about 5 minutes or so, deep into the thicket of trees that was just to your left off the road. And you eventually actually come across the cart and the horses. They're actually tied up and secured to a thick tree with which is obscured by a couple of bushes. So unless someone came in with the intention of looking for the cart and horses, probably wouldn't be found. And just to the side of the cart is a shimmering kind of sky blue portal of some sort.
Would we know what this is?
1611. Victorious, you probably would. You've seen it being used before. Looks like it could be Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion.
I just want to check that we're not then going to think that they've been like kidnapped into another dimension, or if one of us definitely knows that that hasn't happened.
Well, there's no guarantee. You're assuming this is a Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion. There's only one way to find out.
Well, Natari, that thing will either make bad things happen, or there's going to be a really, really nice hot bath on the other side of it.
Have I seen the mansion before as well? I think that's where I got the slave girls to give me back rubs and things.
That is where you got the unseen servants to give you back rubs and other things. So what are you two
Well,
doing?
I'll go first then, shall I? And I'm going to head towards it and walk through.
Okay. And Neftari, are you going through as well?
Yeah.
All right. As you
Oh,
step
sorry.
through, Carolina, go ahead and describe to us what the foyer of your magnificent mansion looks like.
Well, it would be rather open and large. Mostly kind of modeled after a vacation home my father had, because that was actually my favorite. So it's just very open, spacious. Actually white marbling on the inside. Yeah, so it's
Okay.
very neutral in appearance.
Okay, and that's what you guys come into. How many rooms so far, Carolina?
At least a bedroom for each of us. A a bathhouse of sorts in the basement. Kitchen. Perhaps a bar. Like one of them off the kitchen. But yeah, and a nice common area.
Okay, so there are several doors before you guys, as you've seen with the magnificent mansion before. As you step in deeper into the foyer, you can hear the chatter of the familiar voices, Coralina, Talar, and Temple, as you follow their voices into what would appear to be the common room. You can see that it's a wide open space. It's still primarily accented with the neutral white marble. However, there is a what look to be a deep kind of magenta rug on the floor. So it's you could go barefoot through the common area. Lots of sofas and armchairs. A large hearth that is burning with a large open fire, providing and depending on the distance, a gentle heat or quite a savage one. And Talar, Coralina, and Temple, as you guys are mid conversation and glance up, you see your two companions finally rejoin you within the magnificent mansion. Coralina, I'm assuming you were only allowing your two companions and Barclay to enter through the portal.
Like any of my listed companions, yes.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So yeah.
Good to know. So what are you guys going to do?
So there was a group of people like starting to gather around, so I thought we'd hide.
Oh, I'm glad we didn't fetch deer back. We have anything we want. We can eat here.
And this is
I
much
mean,
better.
in
See,
theory.
instead of us hanging around a group of conspicuous bodies, it's a mysterious, conspicuous blue portal hanging around a group of bodies.
I can turn that thing invisible, so I was just kind of leaving it open because everybody had to get back. So, and only we're allowed to enter, so it's not like they could get in.
Looks good. It's better than conjuring a plate of waffles, anyway.
Just remember, anything you leave in here gets shot right out of that portal the moment the spell ends. So don't drop any swords.
Check both of mine are securely at my waist.
And they are.
And I'm just suddenly holding my axe, inspecting it. Yep, it's all here.
Yep. So
Right.
this is,
So
I guess
there's
we're sleeping for the night.
Still, there's some food here, right?
I mean, Yeah?
Don't you remember how it works? You say it, and if it can happen, it'll happen.
Oh, roast venison and gravy.
Venison,
And Yorkshire pudding.
absolutely. Yeah. And ale. Lots of ale.
I mean, anything I've tasted. So,
Have you tasted venison before, Carlene? I can't remember.
yes, I have. Because Vic hunted us some venison, and I've had a venison steak.
That was
before.
after
Oh,
the
have
hydras,
I
right?
misunderstood? Can't the mansion servants themselves summon these things?
They can.
No
I'm
need for
sorry,
you
I'm-
to do all the heavy lifting.
Well, not summon. They do prepare the meals themselves.
Yeah, they can basically do about anything.
Then make use of them and get them cooking some fine food and pouring some ale.
Okay. I order said servants.
Okay. And upon the request of servants, you guys actually see the materialization of unseen servants nearby. They give they're not completely unseen, they're kind of translucent. You can see through them, but they do have a physical form. You see them give Coralina a curt nod and walk out into the main foyer and across the hall to what would seem to be the apparently be the kitchen. And a few moments later, you can there's a rich smell of cooking meat.
That smells divine.
Well, I've got this spell in my spellbook, so I can basically use it whenever, as long as I have the materials and stuff to do so.
Wow. We were going to hunt, do some hunting on the way back. We've found a load of bodies. We're going to assume your Memphis killed the other two. We found 4 that had gone to the north, I think. Don't think there's many of them left. Didn't have much on them either. They were just poor lackeys, probably recruited for this job and hadn't had much experience. Apart from the dwarf and the elf, anyway.
Is that a little bit racist? Because that elf had horns.
Yeah, that was no elf.
Oh, tiefling, did you say?
Yes, it was a blue scaled tiefling.
Oh, well, they all look the same to me.
Would anyone like to hose me down while we wait for our meals to be prepared?
There's a bathhouse in the basement.
Do you have...
Oh, steel hands don't work well for cleaning steel everything. I'd really like a hosing down. That's how Warforged.
I'd like to gesture to the unseen servants.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Well, that's out to the main hall I go.
As you argue your standpoint for receiving a hose down, there is a light gust of wind to your left side, and as you glance over, there's an unseen servant that is there with looks to be towels draped over one arm, and gestures you follow them as they make their way down to the bathhouse to bathe you.
This is going to be fun.
Oh, we're all covered in blood a bit.
Yeah.
Why don't you come and get hosed
The
down
only one
too?
that isn't really
Make it a
covered in
fire hose.
blood and gore is Talar.
Talar's so shiny.
Yep.
Although, after having been thoroughly squished by Temple, I imagine she's probably covered now as well.
No, not covered, but there is some smears.
Well, I'm going to get priorities straight and have some food and ale before I...
Oh, please, it'll take minutes for that to cook. Minutes that could be spent hosing me down.
Hosing you down is lowest
with
on my
mildly
priority.
acidic water to get all that blood.
Can you ask the servants to make sure they take some stiff bristled brushes with them.
They're right here.
Stiff bristled brushes. He loves it.
The
And sandpaper. I haven't had a good sandpapering for as well in all my life ever. What is sandpaper?
the servant that had walked out into the foyer kind of takes a step back into the room, raises their right hand, and with a slight
tools.
popping sound, there is a steel bristle brush that appears in her hand, and what looks to be 3 separate rolls of grated sandpaper, and amongst their fingers that they then clasp around, nod to you, Temple, and turn away from you.
I see variable degrees of grit. This is going to be
Variable degrees of grit. You've got from what is it? 80 CPI
to just a handful of pebbles.
100. No, it's 80 CPI to 150 CPI to then 300. So go from quite rough to halfway there to quite a smooth buff at the end.
So
Would
is he
anyone
getting
like
a
to get
mirror
this?
finish?
I'm getting an
Maybe.
all-over manicure.
Maybe. He might step out in the sunlight and have everyone just have to go, oh god, what the fuck is that? And look away from him. So, Temple, are you going away for your bath now, or?
Yes.
Okay, you head away for your bath. What's everyone else doing?
Everyone could just hear me from the other room shout, "Cannonball!"
Oh no.
I'll grab a beer and join him, I think.
You're going to go for your bath first?
I mean, this is a once-in-a-decade opportunity, guys. You all need to come.
I only want to find, the finest grade of sandpaper.
All right.
I think I will wait for food first.
You asked for it.
I mean, not necessarily communal, but it's segregated.
It's segregated if you want it to be.
I'd want that, please. Thank you.
Aw. Here's me wanting like a Critical Role cameo of everyone just sharing a bath together.
Lucky for me and all the fan service and all the Rule 34, Warforged are entirely genderless.
Yeah, but if you go,
So mass
if
appeal.
if you were to look up, I don't condone this in any way, shape, or form, but I guarantee you, if you were to look up Warforged on Rule 34, you'd see a Warforged with a massive dick.
Oh yeah.
Or the exact opposite with massive tits.
I mean,
How is it you? Why not both? Right, but also, why do you know that, DM?
If
Wait,
it
what?
exists, it will exist.
I mean, that is Rule 34 of the internet. If it exists, there is porn of it. So. And I didn't say there is, thank you very much. If you listen to me, I said I can almost guarantee you there will be.
And thanks to where I just led the conversation, me and Neftari are going into the baths together.
Yeah, you guys go have a bath together. Meanwhile, I will let you guys feel free to roleplay amongst yourselves. Go ahead and all just go ahead and re-roll long rests on your character sheets. RP amongst yourselves, and if you guys absolutely want to at the moment, we'll go ahead and take a quick break because I actually need to go to the bathroom myself right now.
I could do with a drink.
Cue the kinky 80s music.
No.
All just an elaborate ploy to get someone to redo my makeup.
There's just some weird montage happening where it's cutting between the three of us having food and sipping on drinks and kind of laughing and catching up versus this steamy, weird
the
scene.
steamy scene of
Whitestone.
Neftari and Temple frolicking in the bath together.
because we're in Mordecai's mansion, it's in front of a live band. All that cheesy music is played on real instruments. Imagine how distracting that would be.
Yeah, as you consider that, a band of unseen servants materializes in the bathhouse in the basement. Drums, lute, flute, whatever instrument you can imagine, like they will be there with that playing cheesy 80s porn music.
Umpa music.
Scrub, 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 scrub.
Wow. The chicken song, really?
I mean, why not? Right, I'm gonna go grab
If you're
myself.
gonna do that, you gotta have rubber duckies.
I'm gonna go refill my drink, so I will be right back. You guys are fucking stupid.
I can't reach everywhere. Clean me, Neftari.
Toss a brush to your warforged.
Right, roll back. So, you guys have had your you've done your long rest, hopefully. You guys,
Plenty of shenanigans have ensued.
you can go ahead and continue with your shenanigans in your Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion and, conduct the session however you would see fit. Or you guys can continue on towards Whitestone. I will leave that decision to you, the players.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, we always vote shenanigans.
Now that I'm sparkling clean, will someone please reapply my makeup? I have some chalk.
Who's doing it?
Oh, if we apply that with anything in here, it'll disappear when we leave, won't it?
No,
this is
because
my chalk. I brought
yeah,
this
it's
in.
Temple's own stuff.
I'm not very artistic, so
I'll give it a try. Come
All
here,
right,
Temple.
cool. Victorless, performance check.
Shall we go for happy or horrifying? Or terror?
depending on the role.
Happy. We're in the magnificent mansion.
I'll tell you, yeah. Let's roll a D4. So we're gonna have angry, scary, happy, or sad.
Angry, scary, happy, sad, and a perfect depiction of Victoralis, just in case we get that.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a D5. Okay, so what was it? Happy, sad.
What's a sad face? Like the tears of a clown.
So you're gonna be like a
sad
Pierrot
face.
kind of face.
Sad face. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
And I'm gonna do what I do best and stand
23.
23. You stand perfectly still, so perfectly still that you become invisible to the naked eye. And Victorlas, with your performance of 23, you're able to add in quite a few detail and make it. I mean, it looks quite sad. He looks sad, but it looks all right. Gives a bit of a detail to his face rather than it just being a bland metal face showing no emotion whatsoever.
Now do happy on the opposite side of my head. Here, I'll turn around.
Go ahead and roll a performance check if you're going to do that, Victorlas.
So if I did something like that on one side.
Basically.
There's 17 for the other side.
It's not as good, but you're able to essentially reapply like the Richmond style of painting to the back of Temple's head, but this time it's a smile. So it's almost like it's almost like he's sad. He's sad to approach you and happy to be walking away from you.
Excellent, and the confusion negates flanking bonus.
And can I
No.
take Temple's hat?
No, it doesn't.
Take Temple's hat and arrange the hat just so.
Yeah, you readjust Temple's extremely big and flamboyant hat and kind of fluff up the feather and make sure.
I didn't forget I was wearing that.
How shiny is he now?
Sparkling.
Still very matte, I'd imagine. I mean,
No,
those servants
actually,
have not got elbow grease.
actually, no. The unseen servants will do like do as you have requested. So as
I
you
mean, are they
step
strong
out,
enough? Because, like, I am as grey as stone.
yes, as you step out, you are gleaming. These are
He
unseen
did ask for a
servants. They
sandpaper finish.
unseen
so...
servants, like it doesn't like the strength isn't a requirement for them. They just do what they have been asked to do. You asked to have a metal bristled brush over all of your hinges and joints and sanded down, and your gleaming silver.
Buff.
Yeah, you're extremely buffed suit of
Looking
walking suit of armor.
Befitting as a servant for several royals. A
Of
true
course.
holy protector.
Can I assume Neftari is suitably exfoliated and
And shiny.
Uh,
and not smelly anymore?
I mean, yeah.
Have they got some perfume for him or some sort?
At the request, they are able to they essentially conjure an arrangement of like different eau de toilettes for you.
I wouldn't imagine he's got much experience with cologne and such things. He just asks the servant if they can make him smell nice.
Servant nods and pulls out a file of what looks to be an amber liquid. Takes it. It's not a dropper. It's like a glass rod. Takes your hand and draws it across across your wrist a couple of times, and then gestures up to you and just rubs the wrist together and looks down at your hands for you to do the same.
It smells okay, I guess. It doesn't smell like gravy or beer.
And no, it actually smells. Yeah, it's interesting. It's not something that you've ever smelled or had on your person before, but you would assume it smells a lot better than being coated in blood, guts, and gore that you have been covered in for the last, like. I mean, you guys didn't even say anything about a bath or anything after dealing with those steel predators out in the farm? So I'm assuming you guys have been smelling quite bad.
I haven't been cleaned since we were inherently cleaned by the clear water in the sewers going into the
Yeah.
Colossus HQ.
Yeah, it's been a long time for you.
Okay, so I assume we head back to the common. And Vic and Coralina didn't join us in the baths?
I did later. I was planning to take my 4 hours meditation under running water because I'm assuming I could just ask the servants to continually pour a stream of water over me like I was sitting under a waterfall for 4 hours.
Well, you wouldn't need to do that with the servants. What you could do is actually have the bathhouse
With
like
a waterfall in it.
yeah, essentially it could rearrange itself to provide a constant stream of water, which would simulate a waterfall for you to use.
So yeah, that's I've been meditating under a waterfall. I'm feeling
Okay.
fresh and clean and heading to the communal areas.
Okay. And Talar and Corlin, I'm assuming you're both going to be going off to a segregated area, so you're maintaining your dignity, and not,
Of course.
yeah.
If any undressing was done, Coralina would actually ask Talar to turn around.
Which she would do. Give her that.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice soak and a hot bath.
I figured the girls would share a bath together.
Sorry.
You vastly underestimate the wizard.
I know, I think we vastly overestimate Neftari here, actually. And here I thought you were actually, moving past all that kind of thoughts and images through your head. But no, you never cease to disgust me.
Yep, still basic.
To be fair, it's a lot better than last time when I believe Neftari summoned a sex dungeon one.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
It's been
Yes,
worse.
that happened.
We had to come down and get him.
All right,
It
so you
wasn't
spend
pretty.
your hours of bathing and resting and like bathing, getting yourselves cleaned up, and then heading back to the communal area, having your food, relaxing.
Mhm.
Do you want to continue with any shenanigans now?
I'm going to step out and check on the horse and the cart.
The horse and cart are still there, absolutely fine. They seem to be not restless, but they like the wind has picked up as it's gotten later into the night, so it is whistling through the trees, and it is agitating them. But other
I
than
mean,
that, it
depending
seems
on
to
how
be
big
alright.
this portal is, you could probably bring them in.
I mean, you can make the portal as big or as small as you want it to be.
Do you want them inside?
Well, I'll duck my head back through the portal. I'm not sure whether are we getting going now, or are we stopping for a bit?
I mean, do we want? I mean, I have this thing going for what? The duration's like 24 hours or something
24
like that.
hours, yeah. So you can go until in the morning. It is getting later into the evening now. So it was
Do we want to rest in
mid to
here?
late
I've got
afternoon
rooms
when you
for
were
everybody.
attacked.
Right, well, my head will pop back out of the portal, and the next thing you see is me leading the two horses in.
Okay. The moment the
Alright,
horses, the moment the horses actually like set hoof into the main foyer, another large archway opens up on the far right. No doors, but inside you can see what looks to be essentially a stable.
There you go. Take the horses in there, give them a bush down, servants, and feed them. Be good as new for morning.
Yeah. A couple of unseen servants materialize just at the front of the archway with like hand brushes, like like in their hands, and there's like pails of food and ready to maintain the horses within the stables while you finish your long rest.
And this is a magnificent mansion. I'm sure there's a blacksmith in there who can check the shoes. Just check the cart over for defects. Make it so we can.
I'm not bringing that
Tomorrow's
fucking cart in
journey-
here as well, Sorry.
Oh,
I'm not even sure it can pass through the portal, to be honest.
I mean,
I can make
technically
it as
it
big as small
could.
as I want. You want it bigger?
No, I'm not dragging the cart in here.
Okay.
If you want it in here, get Temple to move it.
But he might ruin his shiny armor.
Well, we'll leave it outside then.
okay, well, they can at least check the horse's shoes, can't they?
And the unseen servants would be able to, yeah, and like make sure that the horses are fit for traveling the rest of the way to Whitestone. You are about 2/3 of the way there.
When Neftari comes back in and rejoins Corlina, because he now smells nice, he's going to go over to her and he's going to, kind of.
Just kind of lounge out and let your new scent waft over her. I saw that look on your face there, Kayla. I saw that look of utter disgust on your face.
No, it's just
You were just sitting there with your vape in your mouth, like, ugh, God, what?
I have to know what scent I'm supposedly smelling for.
Okay, question. Do you remember the oil?
I
Do you
assume
do you
clean.
remember the oil? Yeah, well, one is clean, yes, but do you remember the oil that I bought from the what was it? Soaps and Suds? Scents and Suds, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically like that.
Okay, so it's not bad.
It's not bad. And what else are you doing there? Sorry, as you sprawl in front of Coralina in the common room. Coralina, you just witness as Neftari seemingly just collapses into the chair next, like directly adjacent to you, and just, like, instead of sitting down, just kind of lounges out and just takes up as much space as possible.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. No, see, I don't smell so bad now.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't smell like you've been out and about for weeks.
Why did nobody say anything before?
I think most of us were just saying it not to be rude.
Sometimes I need telling.
Well, I mean, like, we were all traveling out and about, and it was bad. So yeah.
Do you like?
Do I like it, DM?
I don't know, Coralina. Do you like it? I'm not playing the character. That's up to you.
You started it.
Yeah, you started this. I'm not getting in it. I am not adding to the corner of this love triangle that is going on here. No, thank you. Absolutely not. I'm not even sure if it's a triangle.
Smell of strawberry. Neftari smells of a manly scent. Rawberry.
Yeah, it's nice.
Good. No beer.
Breakfast beer then, before we head off.
And don't forget to wrap up warm. It gets chilly the more north we go.
This is very true.
That sucks.
Alright, so you guys have your breakfast, you have your ale. You guys making your way back up to Whitestone?
Yep, I reckon we should.
Alright, cool. This means I have to pull out my my one of two campaign settings from Critical Role as of tomorrow. Because Amazon spoiled it! Fucking Amazon. Those of you that aren't aware, if those of you not aware, I'm going to spoil it for you as well now because fuck Amazon. There's the Wild Mount campaign setting that's being released tomorrow apparently. So not only will we have Tal'Dorei, but we'll have Wild Mount to go to as well. Yay!
Yay!
And Wild Mount, for those of you not unaware, is down this way, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's over there somewhere.
And then off to...
Or is it up here? I can't remember.
Tamriel.
No, there it is. There's Wild Mount. Wild Mount's to the northeast, not to the southwest. I went the opposite way. And no, we won't be going to Tamriel because that's copyright infringement right there.
Oh shit, yeah.
Is it?
I mean, I don't have permission from Bethesda
any more than this is?
Well, I mean,
when they release it in a book that says "Go home and play scenarios with your friends."
Yeah,
these scenarios.
It's no longer
it no
longer abides by copyright law to use it like this. But Tamriel, I'm not sure if you would actually be able to use Tamriel for a RPG. I'd have to look that up. It's possible though. Who knows? You might who knows? You might even end up going to Runeterra or something like that. Right, I've got what I'm looking for. So, you guys are just heading off to Whitestone, yeah?
Yep. I'm being in the back of the car.
Right? It gets cold up here.
Yes, it gets quite cold up as you make your way up north, following the path along. Nope, that's the wrong thing I'm looking at. There we go. As you make your way north, following the the path along, you do notice as you look up to your northeast and east that the rolling hills are now actually developing into high summited, high peaked mountains. These are the Alabaster Sierra. And it takes you about another 2.5 days of travel to finish the journey. But as you make your way along the Alabaster Trail, you come across, off in the distance, what looks to be a surrounded by trees, a deep, kind of like a dark green shade to all of the leaves. What seems to be just a perpetual looming black cloud floating overhead. Icy cold wind flowing through the air. It just seems quite wet and miserable up here. As you slowly make your way through the southern wall, you enter the town of Whitestone. So, what are your plans here?
Well,
Where are we? What do we see?
Yeah.
You've just passed through the southern walls. I wonder if I can actually get this. Give me 2 seconds, guys. The city of Whitestone.
Temple would be looking at what the city's complement of
It's
guards
high.
are. If they look like they have integrity,
Come on.
what kind of city it is,
Come on, Google, stop. There we go. That's what I want. Save image. There, here. Let me just go and duplicate that. Go here, here. Upload this. I wasn't expecting to do this, honestly.
That's why you always keep your images saved.
I didn't think I would have to go and look up an image of the map of Whitestone and
Well, we'd need to know where we're going.
Yep.
I think the DM expected us to spend more time on the road doing shenanigans, but we're just so on point today.
No, I didn't.
I did. One thing I did want to do was the moment that we stepped out of that portal from the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to turn around and go, "What's that smell?" Neftari, is that you? Because obviously all the perfume and stuff that's been put on him would have disappeared immediately as he stepped out of the portal.
Oh
Sorry,
no!
looks down.
No.
Smells his tits again. Aww.
At least we're clean.
Oops.
We're clean.
Yeah.
All right, and we move you over to this one here.
I like to
As
imagine
you are
all
all
the perfume that came off
down
of
here.
Neftari just got poofed into another dimension somewhere, and there's just a beholder reading a book. Just what on earth?
This
Oh, this
here.
is nice.
This is
Yay.
the city of Whitestone. So you do have
Seems well
the
established.
Temple of the Dawn to the far east, which I will bring you over to. Temple of the Dawn. Marker number 3, you have the Sun Tree in the Dawnfather Square, which is the most central point of the city, and to the far northeast is Castle Whitestone. You're currently here to the southwest as you've entered through the Alabaster Trail in the Common Ward. Here, as you taking a look on the map and looking at the details, it's primarily housing for like the common folk of Whitestone. You do have a few minor businesses like inns and general shops here and there. seem to be like of the common folk. But as you head further north, you do see that the wealth of the area seems to not jump, but it does seem to be increasing slightly as the more upperclassmen are situated a bit further north into the northern ward of the city, and the lady and lord of the city to are residing up in the castle Whitestone to the northeast.
So, what are
We
our
do have to get-
priorities here?
I guess get the Horton Carson and the
Horton
Carson
Carses.
back.
Horton Castles.
So, like, just like slightly poke my up to the front of the cart. We probably need to get these back. But you know, certain
The
people can't be
stables?
around.
Wait, what's that?
Well, I mean, you and Temple can't be really seen because, or no, can they be seen? Can they be seen? Like they don't know these guys, right?
Around here, they won't know them, surely.
Oh, that's fine then. That's fine.
And we've
Well,
redone Temple's face paint. No one's going to recognise him now.
And how many Warforged are there?
I
There must
mean-
be hundreds passing through here every day. I
Of
don't stand out
course,
at all.
absolutely. There's so many warforged passing through that I would anyone ever tell that it was Temple. And it was a stable master who was trying to
Extort.
extort, but also try and keep his personal business personal. He may have sent your depictions of your faces out to other stable masters and such. You don't know.
So do you think we err on the side of caution and bring out the temporal again?
Well,
We
seem
should
to
really
walk
be-
into a wall of trouble everywhere we go, so every precaution we take is probably wise.
Okay. Wait, consent's implicit, so I can always do this. I'd like to turn. Should he be a turtle again or something different?
Let Temple decide.
I can see you nodding, so I'm turtle.
As you can tell by, I think you can tell by my expression.
I don't read things.
He looks kind of sad about it, but
As Temple then immediately turns away and there's a big smiling face.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess do you want to pick an animal, Temple? If not, you can be a turtle again.
Whatever Neftar is.
Look, don't waste your spells. We'll just sit on this street corner while you drop the horse and cart in, and we'll play a game or something.
Okay.
Shouldn't we be disguising you, Coralina? You're the one with your face probably posted, alright?
I'd like to blow a disguise self.
Okay.
Same elvish visage.
Mhm.
Done.
And now you need a pet turtle.
Then I need a pet turtle.
And pop your polymorph then.
I have a turtle.
You have a turtle.
Turtle.
I thought they recognized you last time disguised as an elf.
I mean, I could change it.
Surely there's a description going around about you. Could be described as an elf with a turtle and a guinea pig in a pocket. God knows.
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure
I don't
they
think they noticed.
include that kind of detail, to be honest, Neftari.
It's the sort of detail I'd include.
Yeah, we know.
I'm a turtle.
Okay, so Carolina, where you? Oh God, I clicked the wrong thing. Get that off of my
Here-
screen.
Here's an
please.
idea. Talar,
Ah,
you've not been
Hmm.
part of this failed and struggling attempt to rent horses and carts.
Yeah, take the horses
Fancy
back.
coming to take these back for us? We'll leave these
change my
guys here.
disguise self.
Okay, yeah, go right ahead.
Yep. Is this better?
And Coralina actually looks more akin to Nathari.
Better?
Weirder, but sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's either that or I don't know. I do better. I do better copying what I see. So
I'm just going to be looking at Neftari, waiting for his reaction.
That's wow. Stunning.
Is your tongue like lolling out of your mouth?
The
Nathari?
drool starts coming out his mouth.
Hey, baby.
Hey, that's pretty good. Right, so who's taking the horses to the stable?
Well, all three of you are under suspicion. As far as I know, I'm not, and we know Talar certainly isn't. So
okay. So you two will go take it back then.
perhaps we take care of this one, and we'll meet you somewhere. Where are we going? Where are we gonna go?
Okay, be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know. I mean, just I guess pick a spot. I guess.
There. Meet at the center of the city.
Okay. Seems fair enough.
Can we see the tree from here? Sun tree. Is it that big?
No, it's not that big. It is the sun tree is a big tree. Don't get me wrong, but from where you are, you've got 3 blocks of buildings, between you and the sun tree. So you're not going to be able to see it from here.
Have we seen a map of this city before? Do we know
You have
roughly where?
not. No, you have no idea where you are. I'm just giving you this map to give you guys a visual aid, but character-wise,
Well,
you've never seen Whitestone before.
Well, maybe when the three of us can find a spot, I can send Barkley to go look for you.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
Okay.
Coralina,
Mm.
be sure to watch out for men with sticks on rooftops. Apparently, this is the place where firearms are made, and it's my understanding that these can be fired from a very long range, like a longbow, except they're not obviously a longbow. It just looks like a stick. It's incredible.
He keeps moving his mouth. He keeps making turtle noises.
Yes, Temple. You try and say that before it kind of dawns on you. Before it dawns on you that.
Dawns on me. I keep going.
Oh yeah, no, fine. You keep saying this to Coralina. As you glance up and you're glancing up and looking at her and you're trying to convey this information, but she just looks more and more concerned with every syllable. Like,
What does turtles sound like, DM?
I don't fucking know. I don't want a turtle. I've got a snack.
They make squeaky noises when they're having sex.
And why did I know you were going to go right there, Adam?
Because that's the only time I've heard a turtle make a noise.
Yes.
What are you watching?
Because it's on YouTube.
Shut up, it had a David Attenborough voice over it. And not a jazz solo.
And
I think it did have a jazz solo over it, to be honest.
2 snapping turtles mating rigorously.
Wap.
Tonight's session is rated M for mature.
No, tonight's session is rated R for restricted.
Jesus. I don't.
Tonight's session is marked T for turtles.
Hey!
So, does anyone speak turtle?
No one speaks turtle.
Big animals.
I must say, Coralina, you're a really good listener. I really appreciate you continuing to help me.
Carolina, is Temple all right like that? I mean, he's making some weird noises and snapping away with his beak.
Like I said, I don't speak turtle.
I
I-
do, but well, I can speak to animals, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna assume he's fine.
I mean, he seems okay. He's not trying to run away or anything. So,
Looks
yeah.
happy for a
He's kind of
turtle, I guess.
flapping
Yeah.
around and
Yeah, he
Well,
seems to be
good.
quite alright.
So,
See if you can find somewhere that sells lettuce or something, I guess.
If he was unhappy, he'd be in the shell. So
lettuce. Wizard.
So what's the plan? Coralina, you, Natari, and Turtle going to find an inn while Victorious and Tilar, you guys return the cart and horses to a stable, yeah?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so right. Well, we'll start off with the two of you as you
We left mom and dad to go do responsible things.
Yes,
We're going to
absolutely.
go to shopping. Play nice, children.
As
Play
we
nice.
start to head off, Talar's gonna lean over and go, I'm kind of afraid to leave them.
Oh, I know, but well, at least Temple's a turtle, so it can't do that much harm. Sir Barclay's there to keep an eye on them as well.
True. Hey, isn't this the place where your that bow that you were looking for is supposed to be?
Yeah, it may have crossed my mind once or twice.
Hmm.
There's a lord and a lady here that we need to speak to, so not sure how that's going to go. Probably the usual way. But at the moment, and the reason we had to leave with such haste was that clearly somebody wants Coralina's head. So we do need to be careful.
I understand. I apologize for leaving so abruptly. I had some personal things I needed to take care of.
Of course, we all have our own experiences to resolve. I understand that more than anyone. That's why this place fills me with a bit of intimidation. That oath bow is here, and I need to get my hands on it.
I will help if I can.
We also need to keep an eye out for any of those myriad thieves. Although hopefully they've left by now, they're still lingering around, and the last time I bumped into them, doesn't look like they wanted to be friendly.
Seems the further we go, the more trouble we get into.
Yeah, made a few allies along the way, though. Few is better than none.
This is true.
Let's get these horses handed in. We don't need someone else on our backs. I think we've made enough of a target for ourselves as it is.
Yes, I believe so.
So as you guys are walking and talking while as you're having this conversation, you make your way to the southern stables and pull up, and outside there's a young human boy who is like tending to one of the horses that are just outside, and glances up and sees you all and just goes and shouts inside, Papa, we got some more horses. few moments go by, and a taller, kind of you'd guess late 30s, potentially early 40s, tall, broad-shouldered human, dark hair, blue eyes, wearing a deep blue coverall. It seems to be covered in hay and dirt. Kind of steps out and looks over to you all. Well, good morning to you all. Welcome to Whitestone. Happen to tell me where you're coming from and what your contract entails?
Yeah, we've travelled from Westron. We understood that these horses could be returned safely here.
Aye. Just what's your contract entail? Is it what is it? The 2 horses in the cart, and for how long?
2 horses in the cart. What, for you to hold them?
No, it was how long you were contract. They were loaned out to you. The your contract, your copy of your contract's been shipped to me from. You said Western, yeah.
I start searching through my pockets. I don't have the contract.
No. A copy of it was sent to me, so I have it here. I'm just needing to find the right one. So how many days was it? Do you know?
I honestly can't remember. 3, 4 days?
Well, it wouldn't. If you're coming from Western, it won't be 3 or 4 days because it take you longer than that to get here. So it would be 7, 10, 15, any of that.
Well, we've not been on the road that long. We had a few interruptions along the way. Maybe a couple of days above normal travel.
All right. Well, tell you what, just lead them into the stable, unhitch the cart, and leave it with me. I'll get this. I'll get this resolved. You've already made payment for your contract in Western, right?
That's right.
All right, just leave it with me. It's going to be a pain in the arse. And as your welcome to Whitestone gift, I'm going to charge you for it this time. Just remember the details of your contract next time.
I'll check with my colleagues on the contract details. I wasn't one to.
If you can get the details and get it back to me before the stable master, well, one of the stable masters down in Western gives me your details, then I would appreciate that because it'll make my job a lot easier.
Of course, appreciate your patience. I'm going to toss him 2 gold.
Takes them. Oh, well. I appreciate that. You know what? Even if you're not able to get the information, don't worry about the thing I just said. Just enjoy your stay as best you can. Yeah.
Any recommendations while we're here in the city? Any sights to see?
Well, there's there's a new tavern that's just popped up. It's an interesting place. It's called the Hydra's Ale House. It's just you follow the road here to the far east, following the city wall, and on the far back corner, it's just past the one of the what are they called? The Baron's estates. To the south of that, just on the corner, is the Hydra's Ale House. It's supposed to have some pretty decent prices, some pretty good food and alcohol, and quite comfy beds. So, it's not. Well, I say it's just popped up. It's been here for, I don't know, about 6 months or so. But they seem to be doing making a name for themselves. So, I check that out. If you are doing the whole tourist thing, there is the Sun Tree in the center of the city, of course. The he kind of glances around and kind of quiets down a bit. I'm the Lord and Lady of Whitestone. They are up to the far north in the castle itself. They typically don't take any visitors, unless you have some important business with them.
Understood.
But that's always a possibility. And then other than that, it's it's just your run in the mill town. Really, we've got our merchants, our mages, our enchanters. If you're looking for anything in particular, let me know, and I will happily point it out for you so that you can try and get a decent price on any equipment or upgrades that you're looking for.
Good to know. Thank you for the information.
That's no problem.
Sure, we'll speak again.
And if
Thank
you
you very much.
reference your map from where you are, so essentially you guys have been just down here. You follow this path along, and this building here, this would be the Hydra's Ale House.
Cool. Talara, there may be some things of religious interest to you here.
A possibility.
A religious one, eh? Who's your
Yes.
who's your god or goddess?
Goddess Saloon.
Saloon. Well, we don't really have a dedication to Saloon here, but just to the east of the city, there is the Temple of the Dawn. I know Saloon's a goddess of the moon, but
Hmm.
it's probably your best bet if you've got any religious dealings. Other than that, you could always ask about. Some people just practice their own religion in their own home. So if anyone has a shrine to Saloon that you need to go and pay your respects to, the homeowners may welcome you in as a uh, religious type.
I thank you.
Of course.
We'll bid you a good day, sir, and as I say, we'll no doubt speak again.
Of course, I'm looking forward to it.
We'll head out of the stables.
Mhm.
Whereabouts are the stables, roughly? Did you say?
The stables were just down here. So you've just gone to the left as you come into the gate, and you saw Temple, well, Corlina, Turtle, and Neftari head off to the right.
Seems a friendly enough place for now. Anywhere you need to go in the city?
Right now? Not at the moment, no.
Well, I guess we'll go and see what trouble the rest of them have got into then.
I agree.
We'll begin walking back down and up to the right and keep an eye out in the sky for Sir Barkley.
Okay. So, Corlina, Neftari, and Turtle, what are you guys doing?
I assume we're just like walking around.
Okay.
It's a new place. So.
So, how are you guys navigating this city? Are you guys going to be going around the outskirts first and then heading in, or are you heading deep into the heart first?
Hey, we're in a city again. You want to get into some trouble?
Considering
Maybe we can have some fun.
Depends
Well,
on
we
what
could
kind.
just wait around the corner from the stables and wait for them to go out. You know.
I mean, we can at least look around and get our bearings about things. What do you think, Temple?
Temple is in detail explaining the complex differences between different kinds of igneous rock.
In turtle.
In turtle,
And Coralina
yes.
is probably just loving it. I mean, she has not interrupted me once.
Yeah, as you kind of glance down to Turtle, his beak is just still going. Like, there's a couple of nods here and there, so you can assume that, yeah, sounds like a good idea. You can see it, like, strangely, you can see his head kind of bob side to side every now and then as he, like, seems kind of weird, but doesn't seem to have any objections to.
I guess.
You see, the real difference between something like obsidian and granite is the much denser, compact layer of the obsidian.
He's still doing that weird thing where his mouth's opening and closing, not making any.
Yeah, I don't speak turtle.
I think I could speak turtle, but I mean, I just think it's better this way. Hey, so what we could do is we could, while wait for those guys, make a little hole in the dirt and put the turtle on his back in the dirt.
Why?
See if he can roll himself back over.
That'd be really nice. I mean, like, because if he's just in the dirt and people happen to step on him, you know, as soon as he takes any kind of damage, he reverts back, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just.
I'm like a mine.
That could be interesting. But,
we could use that.
See anything
So I guess
interesting around here? What should we do? I think we should wait for those guys, but
I mean, I'm down for whatever.
okay, Tim, what is around here? Are the people around? Can we try to listen?
There are a few people around. Go ahead and, if you're wanting to listen to Coralina, go ahead and roll me a perception check. If you're like listening to the people that are around you for any information. Yeah, no. There we go. That's what it 20 and natural 20. Yeah, no, you hear you do hear a few whispers going on about things that have been happening in the city. You hear talk about the ale house that's been going. Apparently, the food there is absolutely divine. There's talk about the lord and lady of the city and how things haven't really been better since the incident. And then Coralina, you catch this like just before you see Victorlus and Talar return. There's a couple of two like teenage boys that are walking past that seem to be in hushed whispers. You hear one like, no, I swear it's true. There was whispers of like a large wolf thing that's apparently roaming around the Parchwood Timberlands. It's just to the northeast, apparently. The guards are worried that it might actually get into the city. Oh no, shut up! It's nothing like that in the Parchwood Timberlands. Even if there was, the guards would be able to fend off. But that's the thing, though. Apparently, it can transform. Oh, please, are you really talking about werewolves? Yes. Yeah, no, it's true. I swear it's true. My dad, he's seen it. Oh, you're talking out your arse. And eventually they disappear.
Would I be aware of lycanthropy?
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Lycanthropy. Sorry, I have to. 19? Oh yeah, no, you're well aware of the curse of lycanthropy and what it can do. The typical thing is of lycanthropy is a werewolf. So part man, part wolf, and can take either a full blown wolf form or split between the two, take a hybrid bipedal wolf like form. But lycanthropy can manifest in different forms, like a were-bear, were-boar, were-rat, were-tiger. But from what you've heard, apparently there's a case of just your good old-fashioned werewolf lycanthropy running amok in Whitestone.
Okay.
Apparently,
So
but again, this could just be
apparently,
the vivid imagination of a teenager.
could I look at Neftari and try to ascertain lycanthropy, and just like almost like trying to put two and two together? Does that seem feasible?
Go ahead and roll me another intelligence check. 22. It's possible. You're not 100% sure because you've with your studies on for conjuration, even though it's a curse, lycanthropy could have indeed been something that was conjured upon, like into being. Like it could have been a mishap with a wizard attempting to conjure a wolf into existence. The spell's gone wrong, and it's in fact combined him with the wolf. It's a possibility because no one really knows the true source of lycanthropy.
Okay.
So it's a possibility, but when Nathari shifts, it's not a true hybrid form. He just becomes a lot more bestial. So you don't know, but it's again, it is a possibility.
Well, seem to be a couple of things to do here. Werewolf running around, apparently.
Yeah, but just hang around, try not to look too conspicuous till they get back. You look really good, a bit more bestial, by the way.
Is that a compliment?
You've got furry ears, of course it is.
I'd like. Oh, these aren't real though, so I'd like to try to go through the fur and like.
Yeah, as you kind of like brush your fingers through your fluffy ears, your fingers do just pass clean through them.
I mean, this is just an illusion, though.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about this point that Victorious and Talar, you guys head out, making your way eastbound, and see that Coralina, Nethari, and Turtle are still within arm's reach.
Didn't go too far then. Managed to stay out of trouble. Oh,
Not the last time.
well, Temple's still a turtle, so that's probably a good sign.
I did suggest we
And
could
still
get
flailing around, it looks like.
What's going on
Yeah.
with his mouth flapping like that?
I mean, should I turn him back?
Well, the horses are turned in, and I think we won't have any trouble with the contract because I couldn't remember any of the details, but he seemed happy with a couple of gold.
Okay.
Any reason to keep Temple like this?
I mean, he's easier to carry, but that's about it.
He is easier to carry. Just Look at his little mouth going. It's starting to worry me.
It's
Okay.
kind of cute.
It is, but I'm worried he's going to hurt himself.
Talara reaches over and pokes him lightly on the head, like pat, pat, pat.
Something touched me that might be food. Snap, 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 snap.
Pulls finger away.
Okay, I'll sit down the turtle.
Aw.
Have you
So
given
as I
him
was-
anything to eat?
So as I was saying, sandstones are typically formed of. Oh, wait, what?
You're no longer a turtle. You're a temple.
I quite like being a gerbil, especially when you put me in your pocket.
Guinea pig.
So as I was saying, rocks like gypsum and salt, or halite, are formed mostly through water evaporation.
Oh God!
You
can
have that
imagine
up on a
that?
second
Listen.
monitor, don't you? You're just reading that.
Yeah, absolutely. Temple knows things I don't about igneous rock.
All right.
Turn him back into a turtle.
It's no different to you having your DM manuals.
I mean,
Where's
it kind
the
of
line?
is. It kind of is because having the DMG and the monster manual and the PHB next to me. That's mostly information I actually know. So
Just think about how much everyone has learnt about rocks because of Temple.
what that the difference between granite and obsidian is in the density of the
Of the ding dong, yeah.
of the thingamabob. Yes,
Of the doodah.
of the thingamabob and the doinks and this and that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So
wait,
apparently
did you
there's like
guys
an alehouse that's supposed to be nice. There's a werewolf probably running around to the northeast. We want to go hit things, I guess.
Hang on a minute. Roll this back. Temple was a turtle. Now Temple's not a turtle, and now there's a werewolf. What?
Yeah. Oh, I was just hearing some things.
Werewolves are cool. We met one back on the other continent, and yeah, it was a nice bloke.
Yeah, they're not so bad.
Have you never met a
Well-
werewolf?
No. You realize you
Decent
guys are
fella.
like, it's the first time I've met 2 elves, a warforged, and a dragonborn. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, don't be scared of werewolves.
I mean, I've only known from what I've read, and they just afflicted. So just don't be around during a full moon. Got it.
Is it a disease or a curse?
Usually it's a curse. I don't know if anybody willingly inflicts themselves with a curse, though.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, I might have made that mistake back in whatever it was called last week. I wonder what happened to my minions. Those creatures that I took contract
mean-
of.
I mean, he knows your name, so I assume he would know how to get into contact with you, right?
And he gave you his name and said that you would be able to contact him.
Yeah, I don't want to get in contact with him. Just me personally.
We might need those little beasties at some point.
Yeah. Anyway,
So-
what? So there was a pub down here that was.
Yeah, we've got it's a nice stable boy actually, and yeah, they've advised us there's a tavern right down at the end of this street. There's a sun tree in the middle of the city, which apparently is quite nice to look at. And there's a temple, not you temple, but the other type of temple on the east side of the city. And apparently the Lord and Lady don't like guests very much. So we'll have to work on that.
That's almost typical of lords and ladies. I mean, you go when you're invited, yeah?
Yeah, we just got a few things. I mean, these boomsticks that we've got being one of them.
Okay.
So it was here. Your oath bow was. Did you? Can you remember where they said it was? Was it in a weapon shop, or did the Lord and Lady own it, or perhaps it's in the? Where the hell would you look for such a
I
legendary?
don't know, but I'll be keeping my eyes peeled. That's for sure, Neftari. This is a chance to get an oath bow back. Then I'm going to take it.
So I guess we're gonna go get rooms. I guess, because are we gonna be here for a while if we're still tracing down our other thing?
Sure, secure a room. I mean, is anyone worried about the werewolf?
Not really.
How loud are you being here, Victorless, by the way? Like, did
Well,
you just say that? Did you say that like in that kind of tone, or are you guys like hushed and it's just trying to keep what you say amongst yourselves?
Oh, we'd not be shouting in the street, but we'd be having a huddled conversation. I wouldn't be whispering. No, I wouldn't be whispering.
Yeah. So the mere mention of werewolf, you do like as you like kind of look around, you do see that there are quite a few of the civilians that are walking by you, like kind of glance your way and then quickly start like pick up their pace and start walking even faster away from you.
And I actively notice them do this when I mention it.
Yeah, you've actively noticed that people glance at you at the mention of werewolf and kind of hurry away from you.
If we're talking about werewolves, maybe we want to check if there's a bounty or something. That'll keep us going while we make contacts in the city. Maybe that'll help us establish contact.
Exactly my thinking, Temple. If this city has a bit of a lichen problem, then I'm sure the Lord and the Lady know about it, and perhaps they would like our help in dealing with it.
That might be a way in to see if you can get your thing.
You don't think our old friend from the cave in a cry took a boat over here, did you? Caleb, was it?
I doubt it. But we know that at least they're not all snarly, vicious, murdering animals.
Yes, let's see if we can talk to this one before we start hacking away, which we're awfully good at.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, he said it was to the. Hearing people pass by, it was like northeast and like the or something like that.
You said northeast.
Mm-hmm.
So what's this sun tree then?
I have no idea.
We go via the sun tree on the way to find some lodgings for the night, or?
Well, from what I can gather from the lay of the city, and what I was told, the tavern is to the east, looking at where we're stood right now. To the west is walls, so I'm guessing the center of the city is somewhere along that road and north.
Yeah, we could just take a look down there, then kind of orientate. Keep an eye out for any weapon shops on the way. I mean, just in case there's no book.
Sounds like a plan, or if anyone's heard of one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you guys are heading to the east, yeah? Go and find the Hydra's Ale House?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alright, cool. It takes about 10-15 minutes of walking as you're taking in your surroundings. You pass like a second kind of intersection where the street from the north kind of joins on this far southern street that you're heading down. And glancing to your left, you do see quite a large tree with what seems to be glistening golden leaves. which appears to be in the dead center of the city, which what you can assume to be the Sun Tree. As you continue on, passing by another 2 blocks of buildings, as you're looking at them for weaponsmiths and like magic item shops, general item shops, just trying to get the feel for things. Don't actually see anything of the sorts. It seems that the southernmost area, on at least this face of the block of buildings that you're passing by, seems to all be residential, so people's homes. And before you finally get to the southeastern corner, there is a large timber and brick building with it is 2 stories high. 2 stories high. The main partition is about 2 stories high. Black tiled roof. With what looks to be only 2 set balconies. It does seem to be quite a long building. You could glancing up to you can see at least 6 windows running along the topmost floor. So you can assume that it's built to house multiple people. But before and as just before you enter the front of the building, what does catch your eye is that at the back corner in the center. Sorry, in the center. Sorry, not back corner. In the center, but on the back side of the building, so into the center of the block, is actually a conjoined 3-story tower of some sorts with a very large pointed black tiled roof.
Well, this looks like it.
Elaborate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tower's a bit unnecessary, but let's take a look.
Can't help but be suspicious. So we were told about this place. What if someone was keeping an eye out for us, and would then divert us down to this place before a reason?
Well,
You
I
make a
mean,
fair point, Neftari. I have no idea. I mean, I have no doubt that the people that we were fighting earlier know we're on our way to Whitestone. Where else would we have been headed to? So you're certainly right there. We should keep our heads.
There might be
I mean,
some
I'm still
other
disguised. Has it been an hour, DM?
No, it's only been about probably about 20 minutes.
Okay.
We're in an awkward dilemma where we need to make contact with certain kinds of people from certain organizations, but at the same time, we need to remain entirely inconspicuous on account of a certain other matter. I'm really quite stuck.
Well, we can expect eyes on us, I think, at any stage now. My father's already proven that. So whether it's him, whether it's Coralina's father, whether it's the clasp or the myriad or whoever, just stay prepared. I'm not going to walk straight in and go and order myself an ale.
Okay. As you walk in, before your hand touches the door, strangely enough, it's really quiet. Considering what you were told at the stables, that it's quite an up and coming and quite a busy inn, the ale house. Seems strange that there's no noise. The moment your hand hits the doorknob, turns it, and opens, there's almost like a shockwave of sound, music, laughter, the songs being played by bards, the clinking of glasses, people singing, people drunken slurring, like being drunken slurred. As you step through, there does seem to be a kind of like a veil of heat passes over you as you step through.
Can I
And
stop dead in my tracks at that point.
Yeah.
Take a step backward,
Mm-hmm.
shut the door,
Mm-hmm.
and then open the door again.
Yeah, as the moment the door latches and you like release the doorknob so that the latch hits in place, silence. It's again that bitter cold, the chill of the wind bites into your side as you close it, like as you step out. But the moment the door's closed, silence.
Do the rest of us hear this noise coming out of the place?
Yeah, you hear it as well the moment the door's open. But the moment Victoria steps back out and closes the door, the noise immediately disappears.
Is this some kind of spell?
You can assume it is.
I mean, probably helps with keeping things quiet on the town, so...
Yeah, this looks like a bustling little place for people in the know. But to outsiders, like what we would have been if you hadn't been told about this place, it looks a bit intimidating.
DM, before we enter, I'd like to, and I say this with a heavy heart, remove the extravagant hat. Too conspicuous. We're trying to blend in. It's too conspicuous.
You're taking off the hat? No, I won't let you. No, absolutely not. You're not allowed to take off your I am the DM and I say no. You're not allowed to take off your hat. No, you can take it off if you want.
Nope, God has spoken. The extravagant hat stays. The party continues.
Yes.
It's glued on. There you go.
I mean, if there's a bunch of noise and people are already having a good time, if people are already drunk, are they going to notice more people coming in?
I'm going to make so many friends.
Well, let's go then, because it sounds like it's a riot in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to push open the door a bit more grandly and less gingerly this time, and we'll all walk in.
Push the door open, it swings open, and just you hear and like see the door rattle in its frame as it bounces off of like an inner barrier to prevent it from swinging open and shattering the glass of the window just adjacent to it. As you step inside, each of you feel that kind of veil of warmth just pass over you, and it's almost like the bite of the chilly air from outside just instantly vanishes. The atmosphere inside is extremely energetic. There's bards up on a stage singing songs. There's dancers alongside them. There are people having drinks and sharing stories. People arm wrestling. A couple of like human individuals passed out on the floor with a broken tankard in their hands. As you glance around, you can see what looks to be the bar is quite a bit shorter than what you're used to it being. Normally, if you would like sit up on stools, and the bar would be about up to your chest. This bar is actually about to your waist. It's about a foot shorter. And before it is quite an old-looking dwarven individual. He's about 4.5 feet tall. Long silver hair with a almost equally as long, fully braided beard. He's not actually that busy at the moment. It seems that you've missed the happy hour of everyone getting all the drinks in. But he is just getting tidied up, and he actually sees you all enter and kind of like he lights up and waves you across. Not able to shout with everyone else like shouting and screaming inside the room as well. So you guys approach.
I guess so.
I'll follow along.
I'd like to announce loudly, we came here in search of beer.
Yes! People cheer and raise their tankards, and like, they're not cheering to you. They're cheering to beer, and like they cheers each other.
Alcoholism.
Yeah, exactly. Yay! Welcome to Alcoholics Anonymous. No. As you make your announcement, Niftar, you join with Victorious and everyone else as you head towards the bar, and that same kind of veil passes over you as you actually enter the proximity of the bar, and everything goes not awkwardly silent, but everything goes really quiet. The dwarven individual kind of glances up to you all, like, "Well, hello there. Welcome to the Hydra's Ale House. My name is Shakad. This is my place. I do apologize if it is a little strange with the going on from outside to inside. I'm a bit of a historian, and I tend to dabble in the arts of the arcane every now and then. And I've managed to set up a slight barrier of sorts, a spell of my own design. Keeps the heat in, the cold out, and prevents the sound from bringing the guards down on my head because I've kept the neighbours awake at all hours of the morning. So, what can I get for you?
Finest ales for me.
Whatever Whitestone's best tipple is.
Alright, no problem. Like, kind of leans over and pulls out a set of glasses, and then kind of looks up to you all. How many of you are actually drinking tonight?
I will just have water.
Water. I'm assuming the metal man
Well-
doesn't drink.
Well,
No,
it's a complicated affair, but not usually.
Well, it's difficult for Warforged to drink, so I'm going to.
It'd just leak all over the floor.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'll just save it so that I don't waste any alcohol. No offense. So, what about you, young lass? What about you?
Sure, I'll drink.
All right, and I'm assuming you two fine gentlemen are going to be necking this as well.
Of course.
All right.
First thing you do when you come to a new place, isn't it?
Pulls out a small, well, not small, but a medium-sized square bottle. It's got some quite a quite intricate design going up the neck. Yeah, just pops the cork off, and it's a kind of deep golden bronze colored liquid. Just pours out like just a single into each of the glasses, slides them towards you all, and one water for the Now you, my dear, Dracovian, if I'm correct.
She kind of tilts her head slightly, a little surprised that somebody recognizes that. Yes, actually.
It's a pleasure to see one again. I've been going around these lands for a long time trying to get a repertoire of drinks and good flavors and good foods, and I've met a couple of your kind in my travels, so it's an honor to have you in my establishment. But
Thank you.
your water and some Whitestone whiskey for the three of you. I hope you have strong stomachs. Not a lot of people can handle the whiskey of Whitestone.
So
We
this
better
is
have- We better have some beer on the side as well, then, aren't we?
No.
You don't have Whitestone beer?
Well, I do have beer, but I don't recommend you having it on the side as well.
we'll take 2 beers.
Alright, it's your funeral. You little down, takes up 2 tankards and pours your standard ale into them both. Sets them down onto the bar. Say that again, David.
3 beers.
And would you like one too, lass?
I guess so.
I mean, I don't recommend it. I really don't.
Well, we'll give it a try then.
Okay. 3 funerals coming right up. Pours another ale and slides them out to you. My policy within the building is if you're able to, well, for these anyway, if you're still standing after your whiskey shot, you pay for it. If you're not standing, we'll wake you up and you have it for free.
So this stuff's quite special to Whitestone. Brewed, obviously here.
Brewed here, yes, and it is my my own concoction. It's only been 6 months since I've started brewing it, but it's been quite the popular drink. Let me tell you that.
Are there other?
Dip our beers before we try the whiskey.
You can
There
have
are
your
other-
beers if you want. I won't stop you from having that.
Do you specialise in this wonderful drink? Are there any other specialities of Whitestone? We're new here. We're trying to find out something about the culture.
Yeah, there
But
is
at that point, I'm going to drink my horrendous drink that may kill me.
the whiskey.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Save. Cool. 7.
Ooh.
You drink. It feels like magma flowing down your throat. A really heavy burning sensation. Put the glass down. You see the dwarf just look up to you and just be like, well, you shouldn't have done that. And as he laughs, it just echoes forever. And the room just starts to spin slowly to begin with. And then faster and faster before everyone else, you just look over to Vic and he seems fine before he just face bar unconscious.
Oh my.
Yeah. I did forget to mention, word of advice for you two. Don't drink it all at once. Take your time with it, savor it. Then you might be alright with it.
You're much better with things like this, aren't you?
I'll just take a little sip.
Take a little sip. Constitution saving throw. Nine. Your mouth, like you swirl it around, you smell it. It smells really strong. Take a wee sip of it. Your tongue instantly goes numb. Your mouth feels like it's on fire, and when you finally swallow, it's just. You're still conscious, but it feels like you've gone from 0 to drunk, like that. He just slowly turns to you, Carolina. Now, small one, are you sure you want to try this?
Talar's leaning back and takes a small sip of her water as she's watching this.
I'll give it a try.
All right, go ahead. But like I said, do not drink it all at once. Take your time with it.
All right, I'll take a sip of it.
Again.
I'd normally object to watching my friends get poisoned, but it's my understanding that this is a poison that's good.
Repeat.
So
Your tongue instantly goes numb. Your mouth feels like it's on fire. You swallow. You feel a little dizzy. Oh, deep breath. But you're fine. You glance down to Victoria, who's just passed out on the bar. And then glance over to Natalia. It's like, yeah, it looks really good. It's really good. Oh my god. It's like, oh, okay. you've got a liver of gold, lass. Let me tell you that.
take another
Well,
sip.
kind of leans over, grabs another glass, a similar looking glass, pours from the bottle. Well, cheers to you.
Cheers. Do you want
You'll
another
be paying.
Constitution save?
You'll be paying. He kind of looks to you, Neftari, as you're just kind of, oh my god, it's so nice. I mean, it counts, I guess. So he can pay. Your elven friend, he doesn't have to pay because, I mean, he's probably going to be there for another, like, half an hour. Anyway, cheers, lass.
Cheers. Do you want me to
Ding.
roll another Constitution save?
Yes, please. 21. Yeah, no, you're still like trudging on with it. You're about, I wouldn't say you're like you're about halfway through the drink. It's not, it's burning. It genuinely feels like your throat is just like going super dry as you swallow. But no, after a while, feels absolutely fine. The room's getting a little bit spinning on just a little bit as the intoxicant is taking hold. And you know that you figure something like that would happen. But no, you're still absolutely fine.
To wake Victoria up.
You can certainly attempt to.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
How are you going to attempt to wake him up, Neftari?
A slight slap on the face.
Yeah, you
Then
just
I'll try pouring a bit of my beer on his head.
you pour beer on. You slap him a few times. Pour beer
little
onto
bit.
him.
So,
Nothing. He's out cold.
Yeah, we might have to let him sleep that one off.
Oh yeah, you'll have to sleep that one off, don't you? He'll be up soon.
You've got rooms available, yeah?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Are you just looking for something simple? I mean, we've got our rooms are quite big. Woolen mattresses, singles, two singles or double beds. Like whatever takes your fancy.
Let's see. I'm just kind of counting heads. What, do we each want a room to themselves, or Vic should probably have somebody watching him so he doesn't choke on his own vomit. Templar, are you babysitting?
Sure, I'll wait around and make sure nobody drops dead, I suppose.
No, I mean we can get him upstairs to a bed so he can sleep it off. I mean, if we just want to go.
I could literally just heal him of it right now.
You can do that?
Yes. Is it a surprise that I can cure drunkenness? Is this a power I must only use for?
I guess if you want to wake him up.
I've been advised that it ruins the point, but I guess it is a bit early to end the night.
Guess I'm gonna take another sip as we're discussing this.
While you're taking that sip, at risk of your own ability, I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration.
It's 20, 21, every 22.
Getting better every.
Yeah, 28, 21, 22. Next will be a nat 20. Yeah, you get about
Nice notes to
about
it.
three quarters the drink now. Probably it'll be one more con save to finish the drink off. But yeah, no, it's you're just powering through this quite the thing. Shakad is just looking at you like impressive, lass. You don't really see much. Like, well, I mean, no offense when I say this, but you don't really see women having the ability to hold their drink that much. Not in my
I've
experience.
had
Anyway.
excellent teachers.
I bet you have.
I mean,
That's really impressive.
I wink at the barman and take another sip of mine as well.
Go ahead and roll me a con save.
the sad thing is her teachers are these two.
The student has surpassed the master.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Talar nods and points at the other two.
Yeah, you're pulling my beard. No.
No lie.
I'd like to finish my drink.
Con save. Neftari. There it goes!
Oh, no!
There it goes! That's what I was looking for! Neftari, you're like the room is spinning rapidly. The edges of your vision are going dark. You're still conscious, but you're just barely holding on. Coralina, confidence overtakes you. You spin the glass, like swirl the drink in your glass, and just fuck it, gulp, throw it back. You stay back for a few moments. I wasn't so. And just pass out right there. Like, she was doing so well. Ah, well. What about you? What about you, big guy? Are you gonna? Do you want to finish your drink as well, or?
Yeah.
Bottoms up then. Con save at disadvantage, please, because you still have half your drink. Baited!
Oh,
And you now have 3 companions face planting this bar, all unconscious. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Could you just do me a favor and lift their heads for me, please? And he says to you, Talar, as he leans over to the side and pulls out a really, really small vial, pops a tiny cork off of it. Just lift their heads for me, please.
She carefully does so one by one.
Yep. And as you do one by one, he just holds the vial under them each of their noses, and the very strong, spicy, pungent smell brings each of you back to consciousness. And surprisingly, you're sober.
Oh.
I shake my head and then immediately grasp my beer that I'd ordered earlier and start chugging on that.
I told you. Well, I was going to warn you not to drink it all at once, but you kind of jumped the gun now. And
It's delightful. I rarely get to experience unconsciousness, so all I can say is cheers to that.
I'm glad you enjoyed the experience. You lass, you were doing so well, and yet you just lost the last stretch there.
Story of my life.
I mean, you lasted longer than he did, anyway, that's for sure. But, I mean, you all passed out, so it's free. Anyway, you said something about rooms.
Yeah, actually, with the rooms, I wondered, you wouldn't have like a private suite with a few rooms and a private lounge?
I do, technically, yes, but unfortunately, it's restricted. The tower is for the more noble of patrons, I'm afraid.
Noble, you say?
Aye.
Well, that's a terrible shame. Looks like we'll have to find a different inn somewhere else then.
I've got rooms here, so I mean, if you're needing a place to stay, I've got rooms and beds, and we've got washrooms available for everyone. But the suite is restricted, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we don't want to raise too much attention,
But we're just simple travelers that would love a normal room, please.
on the outside, that's what we'd like it to appear. But
That's also what we're saying, Neftari.
Kind of cocks his eye at you, Temple.
This man cannot know that we are grand wizards.
Okay, I know for a fact that that's a lie. The only wizard here, because I can almost taste the magic from her, is this one. And he kind of nods to you, Coralina.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
I'm made of magic.
You're made of it, but you can't manipulate the weave as well as she can. And yes, that's a compliment. I've seen some powerful wizards and sorcerers in the past, and you're quite up there.
How is it you can tell she's a magic user just being around her? Did she fart?
He kind of just waves his hand and prestidigitates a bunch of sparks just above his head. Like I said, I dabble in the arcane arts, and those of us who are of more astute teachings of the arcane are able to almost feel or see the weave of magic. And there's almost an aura around people who can manipulate the weave. And this one here, she's got quite the aura there. You've got a little way to go yet, lass, but I can see that if you keep going the way you are, you'll definitely be able to do some really powerful magics.
I would assume you were the one who set up the sound barriers.
Yes. Spell of my own design.
Well, should we see about while we're, I guess, in town?
Sorry, say that again? You were cutting out there, Kayla.
I said, should we see about rooms since we're going to be in town for a little bit, guys?
Well, the offer's there.
Seems as good a place as any.
Take the nobleman's suite. She was got a.
The noble tower is, well, as I said, they're restricted to nobles. So.
Magic not recognize.
Magic is magic. It doesn't make you a nobleman.
But surely you should be able to recognize the presence of a nobleman.
Fleur would like to reach over and cover his mouth with her hand.
Esteemed scavenger of the north.
Really, I recognize a what exactly? Please let the man speak. I recognize
He's the king of his own little castle.
Like I say, we're just trying to keep ourselves quiet, really. But
so, what noble house are you from exactly?
just to show you, the suite would be perfect for our needs.
What noble house are you from exactly? Are any of you of noble blood?
Sir, he's just saying we have quite a bit of money. So we're happy to pay whatever it takes to get the good suite.
I don't care how much money you have. It's the principle. It's the rules that I've set in place, and it's the rules I stand by. Are any of you of noble blood?
What do you consider noble?
Lord, lady, baron, baroness, prince, princess, king, queen. Do you have a title?
Continent?
Well,
we don't really
least
get
one of us-
foreigners, so
At least one of us has a title. We prefer not to say really, but can I just?
you need to
Can I
provide the
let
proof.
play when I say
Um,
at least one of
I'd
us
like
has
to-
a title?
can I reach into my bag of holding, and I have this as part of my background. It's actually, I believe they call it a pedigree.
Pedigree?
Yeah, it is. It's like a scroll confirming noble birth. It's in the noble background.
Okay. I can't actually take a look at your back. Okay, yeah, no, I'll take a look at it after. But yeah, no, yeah, you'll have it. You pass it over and kind of takes a look over it.
I'll cast message to him. Just please don't raise too much suspicion. We're just trying to pass through and have comfortable lodgings.
Kind of just subtly nods as he's reading over it. Orange plane. Okay. Let me take a quick look here. Kind of reaches over the side, and you see him like dip his hand into like a small pot, pulls out his fingers, and you see like a stream of some kind of powder flowing through his hand, flowing through his fingers. Just kind of flicks it at the paper, and it just sparks and ignites and flows over. It almost looks like your pedigree is like he's just set your pedigree on fire, Carolina. Before the flames kind of dip down and disappear, and the pedigree is absolutely fine. It's like, interesting. Well, my lady, would you like to take the tower for you and your companions?
Sure.
All right.
Can I have that back, please?
Of course, passes it back to you. My apologies. Again, another concoction of my own design, and takes the lifts up the powder that flows through his fingers. See this? Kind of leans over and grabs a similar. It's you can just by looking at it. It's another pedigree. Looks quite similar to your own, but it's of a different title, name, house, and all that sort of shit. Now, quite clearly, this is a fake, right? Watch this. Flicks the powder that is in his fingers at the pedigree. Instantly burns a hole clean through it. See that? Forgery. Very easy to detect. All pedigree of royal birth, like all signings of a noble birth, are contracted magically. So that a nobleman's title can only be magically stripped from them, and the forgery is quite easily detected. Anyway, enough of that. It will be. And how many of there are you? There are 5 of you. It will be 500 gold per night for your stay, 100 per person, and that does include your lodgings, food, drink, everything is inclusive, but 500 gold, 100 for each of you to stay here per night.
I assume the tower comes with some other benefits.
There are other facilities up there, alchemical stations, workbenches. There's whetstones and such up there for maintaining your weaponry. There's a selection of different games and tools up there that you can use for your own entertainment as well. And there's a pretty decent view up there as well.
Well, we said we were going to treat ourselves.
Provide you the coin for a couple of nights.
Couple of nights.
One
Yeah.
night so far.
200 gold each.
200 gold each.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
All right, you pass it over. Who's going to pass over the 200 for Temple? Because Temple doesn't keep gold.
I'll pass it over for everyone.
You're going to pass it over for everyone.
That'll be 1,000 gold, is it?
1,000 from you. Yep.
There's a puppet. I can see a puppet.
Yes, well, it's a doggo. That's Roxy. Here's a doggo.
Yep.
She's getting fed at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I just removed 1,000 gold.
All right, cool. Yeah, you pass over the you count. You each count it all out. You help Neftari count out, and you pass it over. Pass over the 1,000. Oh, I appreciate your business. Kind of leans over, pops open a little sack, and just drops the gold in. Just disappears. Reaches his hand in. Pulls out one very large, ornate-looking key. Passes it over to you, Neftari, since you paid. There you are. All you need to do, follow your hall down to your left. The large oak door. Just pop in the key and head up the stairs.
I'm going to assume that this tower is safer from certain nefarious characters.
I personally set up multiple different arrays of security on the tower itself, and you are also free to set up any kind of security precaution of your own you would like to put in place.
Regards.
But I do hope you enjoy your evening, and again, welcome to the Hydra House.
My friend, before we leave, I'll just ask, that powder you had obviously doesn't burn skin, but would the same logic apply to anything it were poured upon?
Oh, as long as it's a fake. I haven't actually tried that.
I'm gonna roll up my sleeve and show off my tattoo, my dragon tattoo.
Your mark, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, well, try it.
He just he looks at you, or looks at your mark, then looks up to you. Interesting. Eldrin. Marked. I've done some research on your kind. Let me see then. It reaches into the pot. Very small amount, not the same amount that you used on the pedigree, and just casts it off your arm. You see the you feel the fine powder coast off your arm, and then nothing. Well, it might not work on people.
Maybe not.
But I would like to see about getting a simulacrum, because they're just manifestations of images. They're not a real person. So perhaps this powder would be able to detect simulacrum or doppelgangers. So you've given me more business ventures to look into. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Set my mind at ease.
Of course.
Will you let? So if anyone comes looking for us, so will you make sure that people don't disturb us while we're here?
If anyone comes looking for you, I'll turn them away.
Thank you.
I mean, I only know your name, Lady Coralina. The rest of you, I don't know who you are. So, if anyone comes in asking for a Dragovian, an Eladrin, a half-elf, not sure what you are yet, and a Warforged, and a disguised Air Genasi. Doesn't really work when you use disguise self and pass over your pedigree, now does it?
No, it doesn't.
But if anyone comes in asking for you by name or you by race at all? Who are you?
Just a traveler.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Enjoy your night. And with that, we're going to call it tonight as you guys make your way up into the tower to acquaint yourselves with your rooms. It has gotten quite late into the evening, so you will be able to take yet another long rest in preparation for next week's session. Full health. None of you have taken damage, but full health. All your spell slots back. And roll yourselves to level 13.
Yes.
Woo!
as you complete your West Run arc and successfully make your way to the city of Whitestone, our heroes have finally earned enough XP. No, you traveled 1,760 yards, which is a milestone. Hey, you're leveling up to 13. Congratulations! Yay, level up.
Yay.
Ugh. But anyway, with that, we are going to shut down here and get everything rolling for next week. Plans for games and stuff throughout the week. I've re-downloaded Divinity Original Sin 2, so that should hopefully be a thing at some point. Adam and I have Soul Calibur 6 that we're going to try and play at some point. So we'll swing swords and try and stab each other and, you know, beat the ever-living shit out of each other during the week at some point.
I've got. Well, I don't know. Have you got to go to work first thing in the morning?
No, not tomorrow morning. I'm actually closing tomorrow morning. So, tomorrow
Have a
morning,
few,
tomorrow
few
evening.
games
So.
after this, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll probably not stream it, but I'll
No,
I've not even
get a bit
ran
of a
Soul
warm-up.
Calibur yet, so need to make sure that my potato of a computer actually runs the game, of course. But yeah, before we close out the session, any comments, concerns, anything like that? You guys
That's
have
good
fun?
to have the crew back together and up to nonsense again. And we did quite a lot of nonsense, which I think
You did
that's
do a
what was
lot of
important.
shenanigans, and it was good fun.
Mhm. I will say as a side note, since we're ruling that anything I've tasted before I can now conjure this whiskey.
Yes, you can.
Oh yes.
Nice.
But we all ended up passed out off it.
Yeah, all three of you did.
Hmm.
So
We'll get there eventually. Building
Eventually.
tolerance, right?
But anyway, with that, we are going to call an end to tonight's session. Let me quickly pop on over to the Dungeons and Dragons Twitch category, and let's see if there's anyone else that we can host. I'm not sure if this has been successful on Facebook. I sincerely hope it has been successful on Facebook, and there's been no issues with everything that's been going on. But what we're going to go and do is we're going to head and host a table story. They seem like an interesting bunch. So we'll go ahead and host them. I do hope everyone has enjoyed the session tonight. I hope you guys have all had fun. And we'll reconvene next week on the 19th.
Cool.
Okay.
Yay!
Yay!
Nice one.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye. 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 Bye.